All right, so we're going to talk about the non-MLS system and what we're doing to make it better. This is a big learning curve for everybody on just getting properties out to the public without the MLS. So we're working on that, and Jacob's got some stats from 2019, I believe, that he wants to share.
Yeah, so 2019 was the last time we had these sorts of systems in place. They weren't quite as elaborate as they are right now, but we were able to market things off market pretty well. So that year we sold somewhere around 520. 125 of those were double-ended deals, most of which were off market.
Wow.
So at that point, something like 25% of our business was off market. And we didn't have half the systems we have now for it. We have our own website that has these off markets. We have the non-MLS brokerage. We have a lot going on at this point that makes us stand out.
Yeah. So why do you think we were able to sell so many off market then versus now?
It was a learning curve in 2020. When Clear Cooperation came out, there were different rules that we had to follow. So it took us a good year to ramp that up and figure out what we were doing within that. Also, because of Clear Cooperation, the average agent feels like they are doing something wrong sometimes by reaching out on those things. But now I think we're seeing a good uptick in those coming through. So I think it's just a general progression. Plus, we've got better at the systems again.
Got it. Yeah. So for us, whenever we start doing these, currently I think we've got about 89 off markets. Today's June 13th. Let me pull up here and just take a yeah. We've actually got 91 pre-signed listings, not on the MLS. So what we're going to start doing is paying about $100 per listing that is able. First off, it's not going to be every listing because there's a lot of times where the seller can't have us in yet. They got tenants. They're demoing, just things that we can't do. But for the ones that qualify, we're going to pay about $100 per listing, get them put onto a system that is linked to Zillow for sale by owner and to Redfin for sale by owner. And we will be able to get those faster pushed out to the general population for $100 that the company's going to pay for versus having just to go straight to the MLS and pay 2% out.
Yeah.
So by doing so, what that'll do, obviously it's going to create more demand for the property. We're going to get more buyer phone calls. We're going to get more showings. We're going to hopefully get more double-ended deals off of it. But we're also going to be able to start tracking and working our tour of homes system, which is like an open house type of deal, where we do about an hour window for showings on any one of the properties. It's not every property. It's just depends on where the homes are located at. If we got a bunch of them close by, we can say on Sunday from 12 to 1, we'll show this house, and 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, just all the way through the system. And we'll be able to notate that on the systems. So it'll push out to the public, let everybody know that, hey, we're having an open house on this date, on this time at these properties.
Yeah.
So hopefully start drawing some more demand for the homes.
Yeah. And I mean, we're going to have value add systems for our agents for those too. Kind of a round robin pick of the buyer leads that are in there. They are company generated leads at that point, but
at the open houses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But say 30 people come through and 3 agents helped with it. That's 10 buyers a piece.
Yeah.
That's more than they can probably handle. So they cherry pick 3 or 4 of them and then hand the rest off. So it's definitely beneficial to everyone involved in that too.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's good. That's a good deal. So if you have a pre-signed listing that's, with the non-MLS company, the marketing company, and you're interested in having an open house, reach out to Jacob and myself. We'll get stuff set up. We had one over the weekend. We only had about 2 or 3 days worth of, marketing push behind it, where we just kind of ran a Facebook post and, it reached, about 1,500 people, and we had 13 say they were interested, but we ended up with a big goose egg. We're learning all the time. I'm going through some trainings right now with the CP people on the actual process and how they syndicate and push and get people to show up. And I think in Knoxville we'll have a little bit better turnout than we would in Gatlinburg and that kind of stuff, because most of the buyers, obviously, in our severe market are not local.
Yeah.
So doing an open house on something like that's pretty difficult.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to do an open house on a short-term rental.
Yeah, absolutely. So cool. Well, anything else on non-MLS and?
No. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing is use the non-MLS to sign more buyers. We've got things that other people don't have access to. So use that to your benefit all the time.
Absolutely. I agree with that.